ambassador was one of, whereas the religion, and like I told you, what is called religion is something coined out by other people for us who were doing science. Do you understand?
Right.
Uncovering the truth, and knowing more about reality.
Right.
People like Imhotep, of course, was multidimensional in that respect, in the sciences and so on and so forth. But when other people come, because of their inability to understand the sophistication and advanced stage of our own, science, they began to treat those they don't understand, in a different manner, in an unusual manner, in terms of, for example, they either abandon them or call them all kinds of names like pseudoscience or myth or magic, or any number of ways they characterize it, and so on. So that's how religion came up. In other words, taking our science, especially the parts they don't understand, and kind of term it religion, in which case faith becomes a substitute for a rigorous proof, okay? You believe on the basis of faith, and that's why you see them very, very superficial. They dress, lavishly and, nicely shaved and everything else. They look credible and all that, but it's all superficial. When it comes down to, it's as superficial as their resume. Okay? A big, very big part of our history was a black janitor in Johns Hopkins University that conducted a heart surgery, okay, without any training, without any university training in medicine. Okay? And the surgeon, supposedly one that has a Harvard or Johns Hopkins degree in medicine, could not carry out such an operation. For us, a janitor, being in a janitor position, is superior in terms of your knowledge and intelligence to a person with a Harvard degree in medicine. That's what the brother showed. So, which is again of saying that people who are average among our people, average intelligence, are geniuses when compared to the other people.
Right.
So that is the blessing. So an attempt was made to cover those up through not only taking our religion, but what they did with our religion is, after terrorizing us, they maneuvered those religions. First of all, they divided it into two. They have a version that was practiced by the Southern Europeans, beginning with the people from Arabic called Arabs. And then, once they got into the shores of Africa, they united, they unified, all right to Asia, and build up what they call the Arab states and so on and so forth. So that's a segment, that's the one that is called Islam. And those ones began penetrating into the continent before the Northern European version, which is Christianity. And even though it started from Africa, but once they took it over, they Europeanized it, meaning they dumbed it down. It was dumbed down. And it became a mixed bag. And God, who was the center, God is always the center in the African setting. That's why they had the original vocabulary for God, Jah. Because everything is God. Because every reality is God. Do you understand? It's a piece of God. So they were serious in what they were pursuing. But for reasons that include the non-blacks' inability, lack of enough intelligence to understand what we do, the way our sciences and so on, they took advantage of that to do a few things. Take that religion and repackage it and put their image on it.
Mm-hmm.
But made it in two parts, fundamentally.
Mm-hmm.
From the northern Europeans, they will put a blue-eyed blonde face on the main character of the religion, Jesus. The South would, even though they will claim that they are focusing God, in reality both of them are worshiping the prophets or the messenger of the religion. That explains why, or that explains why there are differences between the, apparent differences between the two religions. Because if God was their common denominator, there would be no differences. So the difference began with the prophet for each religion. That's where the difference is supposed to be. Because if they were both focusing on the same God, first of all, those prophets will be talking the same language and the focus will be on God. But the focus is diverted from God because the focus became that of the prophet. Do you understand? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
The prophets, took the place of God in effect, which becomes the basis of the differences that become so serious they begin to war among themselves. But if you go back to their beginning, their two beginnings, it was one concept, which was scientific, search of the understanding of reality. Their thing, because of their lack of understanding, ability to understand, they substitute that ability with faith. Something you can't understand, so you just believe it. You understand?
Right. Absolutely.
And you try to force that belief on the people you deal with, including the people that originated it. That's how Muhammad Sani ran into difficulty today. Because he was so stubborn right from the beginning.